Ladies and gentlemen, on this day in baseball history, August 19th, the youngest player to ever have 3,000 hits collected his 3,000th hit today. For the third time in Major League history, there were 3 sacrifice flies in one inning. And then, of course, Twins history, as you all know, or you should know, Johan Santana. He pitched 8 innings, but has 17 strikeouts and 2 hits. The Texas Rangers back in 2007. That is obviously the franchise record, but we're going to talk about that and much more here today on this day in baseball history. Let's start back in 1921, 98 years ago, when Ty Cobb became the youngest player at 34 years old and the 4th all-time to hit 3,000 hits. It wasn't the best of hits. I mean, he got a single, okay, but you need a single to hit a double and, of course, hit a triple unless it goes over the fence. But he got a single, and that's what Ty Cobb, especially in this type of baseball, was known for. At the age of 34, Ty Cobb became the youngest player to ever collect 3,000 hits when he singled off a Red Sox hurler, Elmer Myers. What a name for 1921. I think I might name my son Elmer when I have a son. Anyways, that's not the point. He ended his career, of course, with 191 hits, excuse me. And I mean, this guy played for 24 seasons. He had led the league in hits, 8 or 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Had over 200 hits in probably 8 or 9 seasons as well. I'll put the stats up here on the board. But MVP, 24 seasons in the bigs, and owns the record, all-time record for highest batting average over a career at 366. This guy got on base a lot, and that was it. I mean, this guy was a hitting machine. Of course, he was the only player to ever have 4,000 hits as well until Pete Rose came in 1985, but that was like 65 years later. So you could tell this guy was absolutely incredible. Like I said, a hitting machine he got on base for the next guy, and that's all he did was get on base. So there were 32 players total to ever have 3,000 hits. I'm not even sure who the next guy is that would hit 3,000 hits. Can you guys let me know about that? Who would be the next guy to hit 3,000 hits? Probably Mike Trout, I guess. I don't even know. But my other question is to you. There were 3 players that hit 3,000 hits before Ty Cobb. Can you name one of them? I'll go through them here in a second, but you guys can pause the video if you want and leave a comment. 4 players total, Ty Cobb and 3 others. Who were they? I tell you what, I could only even guess one of them. I mean, I don't even know who the other 2 guys are. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. The first guy to ever hit 3,000 hits. They don't even have a timestamp of when he did it. All they know is that he collected 3,435 hits. It was Cap Anson. Who knows who this guy is? He did it. Like I said, we don't even know, but his final season was 1897, so of course it would have had to been before that, and in 1997, it marked the start of the career for the second guy who did it, which is the only guy who I would think to have thought that did it. That didn't make sense, but you know what I'm saying? Honus Wagner is the guy who hit 3,000 hits next. He had 3,430 in his total career, and then Nap LaJoy. Have you ever heard of him? He was the last guy to do it before Ty Cobb, the third ever guy to do it in 1914. He finished with 3,252. Of course, as I mentioned, Ty Cobb, 4,191 hits. The only 2 players to ever hit 4,000 are Pete Rose and Ty Cobb. So, incredible. I'll put the information up right here on the screen as you guys can see it, of course, but that is absolutely crazy. Again, I don't know who the next guy is. Was it A-Rod was the last guy to hit the 3,000 hits? Or was it Jeter? Was it after? No, it was A-Rod. It had to be A-Rod. I don't know. Let me know. But that's pretty crazy that he was able to hit 3,000 hits. Of course, I probably wouldn't even get one in the Major League, so that's great. Now let's talk about the Yankees, because everybody loves the Yankees. We want to talk about 2000, when the Yankees did something that has only happened 3 times in the history of baseball, and they did it twice in one season. 3 sacrifice flies in one inning. And how is that even possible, right? I'm sure you're asking the same question. Well, I've got the information right here. Let's go through this, though, first. So, to have a sacrifice fly, you've got to have a guy standing on third base, and he's got to score before, of course, the out can be made, but then he scores, and it counts as a sac fly. The guy does his job, scores a run, and it doesn't hurt him, right? He does the job that he needs to do. So, you get a guy on third base. You get a hit, steal a couple bases, whatever. You end up on third base, nobody out. Here's a deep fly to right field. The throw comes in, tag. It's not in time. Runner scores, but there's one out. Same thing happens. Another hit, guy gets to third base. Deep fly to right field, tag. He scores, 2 outs. Now, how do you get the third sacrifice fly? You get the guy to third base. The hit is to right field. He catches it. That's the 3rd out. The inning is over, right? But the guy scores, and it's 3 sacrifice flies. How does that happen? Well, here you go. Here is the official scorer decision that makes this possible. It says that it sounds impossible, but it can occur when an error is made on a fly ball that the official scorer rules that the runner on third would have scored, thereby awarding the man who hit the ball a sac fly, even though he didn't make the out. That is absolutely crazy to think about. But since there was an error on one of the fly balls, the guy on third was able to score, and the guy who hit it was awarded a sac fly. Therefore, 3 sacrifice flies in 1 inning. They technically had to get 4 outs. I guess that's not how baseball works, of course, but to get 4 outs, you have to have that another out, even though a guy was awarded for something that would have recorded an out. It's crazy to think about, but it happened 3 times in Major League history. The Yankees did it twice in this season, and of course it happened today, August 19th, 2000, 19 years ago. So now, I mean, if you thought that was crazy, how about this next one? It is Twins news, as you guys know. Maybe you should have, as I mentioned it at the beginning of the video. Johan Santana, who got screwed of 3 Cy Youngs, but had 2 Cy Youngs, All-Star, Gold Glove as well. I mean, this guy was incredible. We all know that for the Twins, especially during the middle parts of his career, 2005, 2006, 2007. He was absolutely lights out. Well, today in history, back in 2007, Johan Santana 2-hit the Texas Rangers. So it's kind of funny that we just swept them yesterday. But 2-hit the Texas Rangers, had 17 strikeouts, and didn't even go out there for the 9th inning. He gave it to Joe Nathan, and of course Joe Nathan shut it down. But how about it? I mean, that is crazy. The guy had 17 strikeouts in 24 batters. Well, that he had gotten outs, of course, because he gave up 2 hits. But the point is, 24 outs, and he struck out 17 batters. And then decided, since it was a close game, that he didn't want to go out there for the 9th inning, because he knew that Joe Nathan would shut it down. Now, let's talk about his stats. Of course, I mentioned the Cy Young Award in 2004, probably got screwed in 2005, and then 2006 when he got it again. He was an All-Star in 2005, 6, 7, and 2009. I don't know what happened in 2008. He probably should have been an All-Star that season too. And then he got a Gold Glove in 2007. So, what does this mean? Well, this guy was a lights-out pitcher. I mean, he had ERA plus that led the league in those good seasons. He had so many strikeouts, almost 300 strikeouts in those 3 seasons. Had an ERA below 3 in almost every single season. It led the league 3 years as well. Also had a couple 20-win seasons. This guy was good. But the thing that is crazy to me is he didn't want to go out there for the 9th. I mean, he could have tied a major league record. I think it would have been major league record at the time, right? Because I think there was 20 before. The point is, he could have tied or taken a major league record at 20 strikeouts if he was to go out there and strike out everybody, of course, in the 9th inning. But to say that I don't want to go out there because I know Joe Nathan's going to shut it down, that to me speaks volume. Like, that to me is absolutely incredible. I got his little bobblehead right here. Johan Santana, of course. Boom, 20 or 57 right there, his Hall of Fame bobblehead. But the point is, that is absolutely crazy that he was able to strike out 17, of course, a franchise record. I'm not even sure what the next record is. I should have looked that up. Can somebody let me know after Santana what the next strikeout record would be? I thought a couple of guys have done 14, but is there 15 or 16 there? Anyways, Santana, one of the greatest pitchers probably in Twins history. I don't think that's an overstatement, overreacting. I mean, there's a couple of other guys, of course, Jack Morris, Burt Blyleven, that have been really good. But Johan Santana, I mean, he was lights out almost every single time. So to have that happen today, back in 2007, so that was 12 years ago already, but that is absolutely incredible. And who knows what could have happened if he went out there for the 9th. It would have been interesting, but that's today in history. A lot of interesting things that happened today, of course. Just weirdness in the 3 sacrifice flies, Twins history, and 3,000 hits, always a big milestone. So guys, if you did enjoy the video, again, you can check out where I got all this information down in the description or right here, as well as let me know what I should talk about tomorrow. I've already got a couple of ideas for tomorrow's video, but I want to know what you guys think. Go ahead, click the link in the description and figure it out. As well as if you want to see everything else that happened today in history, go check it out in that same link. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy the video, though. Make sure to come back tomorrow and tonight for the game review for the Twins, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.